Hi class, today I'm going to introduce you to two great travel websites that are going to be immensely helpful while you begin to research and obtain information for your upcoming travel project where you're going to travel to a destination of your choice for 5 days. The first website I'm going to introduce you to is kayak.com. Kayak.com allows you to search information for hotels, for flights, and for car rentals, amongst other things. But for purposes of today's demonstration, I am just going to walk you through how to book a hotel and how to search for flight, destination information, and pricing. We're going to use Shanghai as our destination, Shanghai, China, and we need to fill in our search parameters here. So we're first going to start with Philadelphia as our starting point, Shanghai, China as our destination. Our trip dates are going to be in October. We're going to depart on October 14th and we're going to return on October 21st. So it's a week-long trip with 2 travelers traveling. You do have an opportunity to compare pricing to other intermediary sites like Priceline.com or Expedia, but it's not necessary for the purposes of our class since you're not actually going to be booking any travel. You also could research one-way flights or flights that have multiple cities in your travel itinerary, but once again, for purposes of our travel assignment, you're going to be going round trip. Now we're going to actually find flights and search. The results are in, and it looks like Air Canada is the best option for a trip in terms of lowest price airfare and flight duration, less than 18 hours in total flight for both legs of the trip. If you want to look more at the flight details and the actual itinerary, you can click on the details button, and this will show us where the actual flight is going to stop, since this is telling us it's a one-stop flight. So it looks like this flight leaves Philadelphia, it arrives in Toronto, it's an hour and 31-minute flight, and then it takes off from Toronto at 1 p.m. and arrives in Shanghai the next day, Wednesday at 3:15 p.m. For the way home on October 21st, the flight leaves Shanghai, once again stopping in Toronto, and then Toronto to Philadelphia. You can see over in the stop area that there is no such thing as a non-stop flight from Philadelphia to Shanghai. Otherwise, it would have given us options and a check in this box. So there are only 1-stop and 2-stop options to Shanghai. If there was a particular airline that you had brand allegiance to, let's say you have a large amount of frequent flyer miles saved up. So in the case of me, let's say Emirates Airline, if you wanted to come over here and click on the actual price, this would show you what flight option existed on the airline of your preference. At first glance, you'll see that the Emirates Airline is not too much more expensive than the Air Canada flight, less than $200 more. However, at a much larger glance, you'll see that the flight duration is significantly longer and there's an additional stop. So this would not be a good choice of flight. If in real life you were actually going to be purchasing this flight, you could search the organization that you would like to book the tickets from. I prefer to go directly to the source, which in this case is Air Canada. So although it is a few dollars more than booking through an intermediary like Orbitz, I'm going to select Air Canada, and the flight will take us directly to Air Canada's website, and then we'll be able to proceed with our booking. I now want to walk you through the hotel section of kayak.com. Once again, we're looking for a hotel in Shanghai, China. There's no need for us to compare it to an intermediary. We are going to be checking in on Wednesday, October 15th, departing on Tuesday, October 21st. This is going to be 6 nights in a hotel. We just need 1 room, and there's going to be 2 guests. Now let's search. So the search parameters brought up over 1,700 hotels in Shanghai, way too many hotels to make a decision. If we go over to the right-hand corner to the sort button, this is going to pull up an option for how we want to sort the data. In the case of hotels, we don't necessarily want the cheapest hotel. We want the best value and the best bang for our buck. So let's search by price, high to low. The hotel that I've selected in Shanghai is the Peninsula, rated excellent after almost 2,500 reviews have come in. Let's look at more details. This area of the website allows you to look up a summary of the hotel, a map where it's located, rates for specific rooms, as well as reviews. When you click on Show All Hotel Details here, it takes you to a much larger snapshot of the hotel that you're interested in, where once again you can go through reviews, look through photos, as well as see where the hotel is located on a city map. If you scroll down lower, you'll get great information about amenities. You'll look for comparable hotels to see how their prices compare. If you were actually going to be booking this hotel and staying overnight at the Peninsula, you would just simply hit the Go button here and it would take you to a reservationist area. The next website I want to introduce you to is OpenTable.com. This is a great source of restaurant information in any particular city, and it allows you to look at availability at restaurants as well as look at reviews and menus. Once again, for the purposes of this tutorial, we need to go to look at restaurants in Shanghai, China. Right now, my OpenTable account is set on Philadelphia restaurants, so we need to go over to change the location and scroll down to see all locations, and then scroll down even more to find international restaurants in China, and then we're going to go over to Shanghai. Now that we're on the Shanghai restaurants of OpenTable, we can search by a particular date to see availability at restaurants in Shanghai. So let's once again go to the month of October. Let's say we're having dinner on Thursday night, October 16th. We're going to have dinner at 8 p.m. and it is a party of 4. We're now going to find a table. Now, Shanghai has very few restaurants loaded into its database as it's a new OpenTable customer. So there's only going to be one restaurant that is showing with availability in Shanghai. It's a Chinese restaurant. 2 additional restaurants have no availability for a total of 3 restaurants in Shanghai. We're going to choose the 8 o'clock reservation right here. Once you've selected the date and the time and the party size, it then takes you to a back panel where you have to fill in diner information. You can indicate whether it's your first time dining at the restaurant, sign up or not sign up for exclusive dining offers, and a special request to the maitre d', which could be quiet table preferred as an example. Then you would hit the complete free reservation button. Another unique feature is that you can actually see where the restaurant or restaurants are located on a map by clicking over from list to map in the right-hand corner. Now we're going to see on the map below where this restaurant is located in Shanghai. Lastly, in the left-hand side of the screen, you can search by a particular neighborhood in Shanghai, type of cuisine if you wanted French versus Chinese food, as well as price point if you were price sensitive on that particular evening. So that concludes today's tutorial on how to use Kayak.com and OpenTable.com. I highly recommend using one, if not both sites when doing your research for your upcoming travel destination project. Good luck, and please let me know if you have any questions.